Why does your body seem to deteriorate the further along the spiritual ascension path we get? It's counterintuitive. We think that, okay, we're doing the inner work, we're healing ourselves, we're eating pure. Why do we feel so old? Why is our body failing us? What's happening? We'll talk about all that today on Earth 1111. Hey everyone, it's Roxanne, Earth 1111. I talk about lots of different types of topics, from spiritual awakening, ascension, 5D new work. Please subscribe and hit the bell if you haven't already, and I really appreciate it if you can share the video. Now, why does your health, why does your body seem to be getting worse the further along the ascension path we go? When we first wake up, when our kundalini energy, our soul, our shakti, feminine energy starts moving upwards, we actually start getting more beautiful, more healthy. Our body becomes vibrant, we become light. Our skin clears up, our hair gets thicker, our nails grow. And this happens, again, at the beginning. As you go along the path, you think, okay, well, I should become more youthful, more beautiful. But no, you get worse. And the reason for that is because as you become pure light, again, remember, we are still existing in a dense duality, third dimension. Things haven't purified for good yet. So we are existing as pure light beings, higher vibrational than the average person and than the average energy on the earth plane. So this is always a balancing act. We are always adjusting our energy for the lower energies around us. So that's part of it. Another reason is because as you integrate more and more light, you heal more and more, your body's becoming crystalline instead of carbon. Now, what does that mean? When we become crystalline, every single part of our body, every cell, every protein, every particle of our physical body has to then also be sloughed off, be consumed, and processed and transmuted to light. So our DNA recodes itself and our body purges. This is the cycle. You're already going through it. This is why we have so many ascension symptoms. But it gets beyond that. And you will see when you go through ascension symptoms, you'll get worse. You'll get very old looking temporarily. And then once you purge something away, then you become more youthful. And this happens within a couple hours, a couple days. So you'll see yourself going up and down for years. But we end up becoming, further along, our body goes into exhaustion. Our body doesn't work the way it used to. And that's because when we are pure energy, if you waste your energy, you'll have none. And that is kind of a teaching tool. When we think that we can run a marathon, when we are pure light, it's not going to happen. You're wasting energy that is your precious energy that you need for your body to recode itself. So for the DNA to recode itself, it requires a massive amount of energy in the form of calories, in the form of light. So this is why we crave sugars. We crave a lot of food at some times. Other times we don't crave any food at all, but there's times in our ascension where you will be craving sweets over and over. And again, it might be something that's purging, but if it's something that happens on a cycle, the odd time, then indulge. Your body's needing those calories for energy to recode itself. And as it recodes itself, now the proteins and the cells and the different minerals and elements making up your body, whether they are metals, things like iron, the heavier, denser, carbon-based parts of yourself that were needed for our 3D body are no longer needed. So they're purged through the system. This is why our system is constantly in detox mode. We don't get a break. And that's because we need to be constantly purging away not just the toxins and the traumas, but literally those substances in our physical makeup that are no longer needed when we become pure light. We need higher harmonic versions of essential minerals or of essential vitamins or different metals in our body. So we need the higher version of these things, which means that the denser, heavier particles and minerals and things like that have to be purged out the body. This is also why we have times in our life when we go into, I call it dump mode. This is where we are just getting rid of stuff. You might be literally pooping multiple times a day. You don't eat enough food to be able to be pooping that much. That is, again, you are sloughing off parts of your physical body, proteins that are no longer needed, things like that. So your body is constantly in detox purge mode, 24 hours a day. So this is also part of the reason why we don't have energy and why we look like crap sometimes. Other times too, remember, we can't be wasting our precious energy when we become pure energy. We don't have enough of it until we become pure light and we're able to master our alignment 24 hours a day. Then we have a little bit extra energy to spend on things like exercise. But if you're someone like me that has always been active and you're just the point where you don't have energy to barely go for a walk, it is depressing because you feel like my body's failing me. I'm feeling like I'm 100 years old. Your spine has issues because, again, your spine is your light body. Your spine is your nervous system and really has to always be adjusting and dissolving things to 0 point again. So you'll feel that you have back pain. You'll feel like you have scoliosis, like you have bulges on your spine. You'll feel heavy, dense, arthritis. Remember, all of these are signs of purging. So that they're never long-term. They're always temporary. They happen for a few days, a few weeks, and then you, again, go to the next cycle. You've up-leveled. You might feel amazing, light, beautiful, fluffy, floaty for a few days, and then, boom, another cycle begins. So remember, your body's doing so much. You're existing in multi-dimensions now, which means it's not just your physical existence. You are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, by recoding everything in your DNA, pulling in higher versions of self, anchoring and integrating those, purging away the density. And then again, when you get beyond just the physical body, when you get beyond your physical higher self, when you start embodying the collective and the galaxy and the universes, well, this is now where you're doing work for everyone, for the collective, for the universe, for the galaxy. So when you think you're done your own and you get to relax, there's no relaxing. Now you are on the collective density. You are now healing the collective trauma. So it just ends up being a constant purge cycle on and on and on, because now you are in service to humanity. And this is what the higher dimensions do. They are in pure service to humanity. Okay, so remember, it's all cycles. If you feel that your body's failing you, it's because you're not supposed to be acting and doing the same thing that you've always done. Try to get out there into nature every single day. That will reset you. Again, try to get some exercise slowly. If you don't have energy, just a really small, slow walk. Try to get that energy moving, that blood pumping, because that will, again, move these heavy, denser particles out of your system that you're trying to purge. If you're sitting there and you're holding on to all these toxins, then you're just going to feel worse. So remember, we're becoming light bodies, which means everything is different than it used to be. We are not the same human that we used to be, so we can't do all these human things. We're not meant to. We're not meant to waste our energy on exercising for 5 hours a day, or going for a marathon run, or going for a hike, for a 6-hour hike like I used to do almost every day. We can't do that anymore. Yeah, it sucks. We want to do it. But we do other things that support our new light body. Light bodies, because it's plural. We are incorporating infinite light bodies into 0 point. 0 point being your spine, your nervous system, your pillar. So remember that ascension, as the further along we go, we just need to remember that we are becoming pure energy. And we are also vibrating higher in a very dense world. So you're going to feel exhaustion. You're going to be feeling other people's stuff. You're going to feel the density of the city, or of the people around you. And again, this also weighs on you, makes you feel heavy, makes you feel like you're 1,000 pounds. And as we're into detox mode 24 hours a day, you will again also feel like you are constantly exhausted, right? That cleansing crisis that we go through when we do a cleanse. But it's 24-hour cleansing crisis until you get through the build-up, the pile-up. You remove those density, those toxins, those energies in your system, and then you feel light and floaty temporarily. So remember, you're not dying, you're not getting old. Soon you will be pure light, and the entire collective will be coming up to meet you, and then that's where things get magical. That's where all that density, all that heaviness, all the feeling of being just old and decrepit will start getting less and less and less. And you will be then pure light, feeling infinite energy 24 hours a day, because you'll be the infinite torus field. It doesn't need to always adjust to everyone's energy around you, or adjust to all these purging of energies coming through your body. Remember, take care of yourself, love yourself, be gentle with yourself, and know that you just can't do the same things we used to do. We can't waste our precious energy anymore, because we need it. We need it to build our own light body, and we need it in order to do the massive amounts of clearing for the collective that we are doing on infinite levels. When we sleep, when we sit on the couch, we're always working. Remember, your body is exhausted because it's always working. It's working so hard for you. So we'll see you soon on EARTH1111. Please like the video, please share it, please comment, I really appreciate that, and subscribe and hit the bell. I'll see you soon. We'll talk about lots more, and I have another video coming up. I'm still doing the diagrams for it, but it'll be the entire Ascension process into 5D New Earth. But I have to, again, I've been writing or drawing so many diagrams, so I have a few more to do, so I'll have that video soon. Thanks so much. I'm Roxanne. This is EARTH1111. We'll see you soon. Bye.